This is Mynon, guys. She is my 6-year-old rescue. She is a brown tabby and allegedly was a stray, but I'm calling bullshit on that because this girl has no survival instincts at all to be outside. I even tried to take her outside for a harness, and granted, this is a new environment for her, but yeah, she was not trying to explore. She did not want to go outside. So my girl's going to be an indoor cat girly, and we're with that. We're going to stay inside most days because everything is expensive, so we might as well. But for anyone who's curious how I keep my dreams of homeownership alive and staying positive in these times, first off, my emotional support kitty, and then secondly, water heater. I recently went to Orange Theory Fitness and I had to use their shower because, life was lifing. I had a schedule to keep. And when I tell you that water temperature went beyond the 100 plus, that scolding that guys are always stressing about, that they're hissing from because the showers are too hot, that I very much enjoy. When I tell you that water temperature went to places that my water heater in my apartment could never, will never, shall never go to unless I own a home and have a mortgage. So that is what is keeping me motivated. And one of the things that keeps me kind of grounded is the fact that, first off, there are things that are just beyond my control. And I'm not a person that follows the traditional timeline as a whole. I do things in my own right, in my own place, and everything works out in the way that it's meant to be. And even though it doesn't feel so great in the moment, once it's all said and done, as long as we get there, we get there. Because if the goal is to get a dream home, I'm going to be there, maybe for ever, right? So it behooves me to buy it in the best possible sense, on the best possible terms, and not with an interest rate of 6% plus. No, we're gonna see where this housing bubble, I'm gonna wait for that to burst as best as I can, right? And then hopefully one day soon we'll be able to move into a home. But yeah, bearing those things and keeping in mind that everything to a degree, just like my cat, was delayed gratification since I had to wait 3 days for her to be allowed to come home. Everything will happen in its due time and due process. And, trying to stay grounded, one of the things that I did end up doing was going to yoga this past weekend with a girlfriend of mine. And when I tell you a time was had, it was a vibe. And as I was lying there in Shavasana, it kind of just clicked for me in the sense that I think the new experience and the new endeavor that I want to do, because it'll allow me to tap into multiple things in my life, is I applied to be in a yoga teacher training class. It would be something that is 9 weeks, so it's a commitment both time-wise, financially, and so on and so forth. And it'll also be something that allows me to tap into grounding. I recently had orthopedic surgery, so I need to stretch, get those, nerves and muscles, loose and free. It's good for my mental well-being, my physical well-being, so there's nothing wrong with that. And plus, I want some flexibility of joints. Maybe one day I'll be able to do a split. But I am looking forward into tapping into this and getting a little deeper into yoga and understanding it more, because I'm going to be very honest. This is something that if I'm able to enjoy it and do it, I'm not saying that this is going to be my career goal, because if you last watched my previous video or my previous short, one of the things that I'm trying to figure out is what are my next steps in my career, because I feel burnt out by healthcare, but I have no desire to tap into the scam. And I'm going to say it again, the scam that is student loans, because putting my tin hat on, we can all recognize that student loans are a scam, right? Because it is the only loan that you cannot discharge unless you are dead or maimed to the point that you are unable to work. Indentured servitude, because we are in a time where entry-level positions are going to AI, abroad. They're not paying what they need to pay. Inflation is inflating. The cost of living is ridiculously high. We're in the middle of a war. There are so many things that are working against us right now. And one things that companies are not doing in most settings are rising to meet the cost of living crisis that we have. Because things that really blow my mind is that if you treat your employees well, they're gonna stay. But they're always like, is it a pizza party that we need? Is it more swag bag that we need? Anywho, I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole, but as a person living in an individualistic society, one of the things that I recognize is that they are not going to be working towards my own best interest. So unfortunately, I do need to make sure that I'm saving, I'm making good financial choices, and being intentional so that I'm actually working towards things that I want and not being distracted by capitalism. Because, America's a very individualistic society, and that's something that people have a hard time recognizing, because just because we scream USA during the World Cup or at a whatever sports match we're at, or every once in a while we go through a national tragedy like September 11th, which God forbid will not be something we experience again, or the death of 13 individuals in this current war, things that unite us. Aside of those things, like, America is very individualistic, because if you think of the commentary that you get, welfare or getting assistance from the government is you being a moocher. You should pull yourself up by your bootstraps. It is your fault for not being able to afford the things that you have. But then they're also telling you, have more kids than you can afford. The government is not, its role is not to protect citizens or interfere with business. So they're trying to tell you that, it's not fair that, people who make more money are being taxed more, but somehow it makes more sense that I, as the middle class, I should be able to uphold this entire country with my taxes. I guess. And they're all flocking to Florida. And I'm like, by all means, do not come here. The housing is already ridiculously high. We do not need help. We do not need any more wealthy people in Florida. Which brings me to my next point. Understanding that our government is not working in our best interest and things like that. I don't believe in being willfully ignorant. The next step that it is the one of the few things that we can do that is within our control is to vote. And those are very much the things that are on my mind today. I am going to be doing the primary election that's coming up. It ends August 18th. So putting that all in mind, I definitely would be submitting a mail-in vote ballot, because the orange man who ascended to the throne has this huge vendetta against them. He is very much in the belief that that is why he lost the 2020 elections. And I am here to remind him that that is not why, in the form that he does not like. So I will be doing my mail-in ballot, and do not worry. When it comes to the actual midterm elections, I will definitely be there in person. I love to do early voting. I do love to early vote. I love to support my local library in many ways, both in utilizing their services and resources and utilizing my reciprocity of getting early voting access. So I'll be doing that. Other things on the agenda is going to Orange Theory Fitness. I do need to continue onward with that. I do need to go to my leasing office to sign my notice to vacate, because your girl is moving. Yay. At least it's not going to be in the summer. At least it's not going to be in the summer, because it's in the 100 degrees, y'all, out here in Florida. Again, don't live here. I do need to log into that Monarch app, set some budgets, because I do need to pay for this thing if I get accepted to this yoga teacher training program. I do hope that everyone is well. If anything, this is just a reminder that no matter what, at the end of the day, your timeline is going to be your timeline. When you compare yourself to other people or what has been done in the past, you're going to unfortunately make yourself unhappy, because everything has changed. It's a dynamic thing. We're dynamic creatures. So I'm saying all this to say, don't be discouraged. I'm trying to figure it out. I'm a firm believer that do the uncomfortable to hopefully be comfortable one day, because at the end of the day, no matter what, when it comes to discomfort and things that are frustrating, at the end of the day, no matter what, it has got to end. That day, that issue has got to end, and you're always going to be fully resourced and capable to handle everything that comes your way, because year to date, you have survived all of the things that you previously thought were going to crush you. And I hope that that is something that is motivating you, as that motivates me to figure out what my next career goals are going to be. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that yoga teaching is going to be my next goal, but if anything, it does point me in the space of wellness, and I will be looking into completing some career quizzes, because as I previously mentioned, I am very much rooted in science. I'm not very much aligned with the chakras as much. So I very much tried to be very realistic. I am the child of immigrants, they did not cross the Atlantic Ocean, work hard for me to, spit on the gifts that the sacrifices that they have. I'm not saying that I'm living my life for my parents. I'm not saying that, but bearing in mind that I do not have a lot of the safety nets that some people may have where, they can rest in the fact that should this plan not work out and they have to start at $0, everything is going to be okay. I don't have that safety net. So I just always try to remind myself to do the best I can for who I am and with the resources that I have while also being realistic. Because there's the world as we hope it is, and there's the world as it actually is. And I treat my life and individuals exactly as it is and not as I hope it would be. So again, remember you are fully resourced and capable to handle everything that is going to come your way, no matter what that thing that is frustrating you or bothering you, and that shift, if you're currently at work, it is going to end. So I hope you have a wonderful day. Tune in again with me and Mynon if you want to partake on this journey. I'm very curious to see where this wellness comes in, because at the end of the day, whether or not I choose to become a wellness person is not the goal or objective. It's my mental wellness and mental peace as a whole. So yeah, and we'll talk to you later, right, Mynon? She's resting, I guess. I bored her. Bye, guys.